Hey guys, Andrew Nordbye, YouTuber, professional bass fisherman, live at Guntersville, Alabama. We've been doing YouTube for 8 years. We've been fishing on the full-time Major League Fishing Pro Circuit for 4 years now. It's been the Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit this year, and it's been wonderful. It's been good. We've had some good finishes, and YouTube's been great along the way. You guys just opened every door for us to get here over the years, and it's fun living it.
Nordby's the GOAT. This is the GOAT.
Let's go. Thanks. Yeah, I got into fishing at a real young age. I think I caught my first bass when I was 2, and I've been hooked ever since. I've said since I've been 3 I wanted to be a professional bass fisherman, but growing up in Missouri, northwest corner of Missouri, hour north of Kansas City, no big lakes around, nobody even knew what professional bass fishing really was up there. But every Saturday morning I was glued to the TV watching all of the classics, all the good fishermen growing up, and it's what I wanted to do, make a living doing. I didn't know how that was going to be possible, but I was chasing bass fishing from a young age. I have a note my grandma wrote when I was 4 years old. She passed when I was 9, but she signed and dated it and said, "On this day, Andrew said he wants to be a professional bass fisherman," and she signed it. I still have that note today, but it's just a passion that God put in me at a young age and a dream over the years, and it's come to fruition. So it's been amazing. My dad took me fishing everywhere growing up, but we didn't have a boat. We didn't have access to big lakes. We had access to ponds, reservoirs, and we took what's called a floating tube. If any of you guys know what that is, it's like an inner tube shaped like a U with tackle packs, a little backrest, and flippers. And we would take it to lakes, blow it up, and you'd hook a big old bass and it'd spin you around, and you'd fight him for 5 or 10 minutes and get him in. And it was awesome. We'd take them home, flay them all up. We ate almost everything we caught, but did that all over the local area. We'd even take our float tubes on my dad's motorcycle an hour away in the side buggy of the Honda, and we'd blow them up. We'd catch fish. We'd put the fish in the ice in the other side saddle and ride home. Some good times growing up. I think we fished almost every public pond in northwest Missouri over the years. Threw a June bug worm on a Texas rig in about every one of them. But yeah, that's how I got my start bass fishing. I was hooked bass fishing at a young age. Also fished for crappie, bluegill, you name it. Tied my own flies since I've been 8 or 9 years old. Just addicted to all kinds of fishing. Love it. Went to college and joined the bass fishing team at Northwest Missouri State. And I bought my first boat after my freshman year going into sophomore year so that I wouldn't have to depend on anybody else to tow their rickety boat. Not that I bought any better of a boat, I bought a Lemon, but I wouldn't have to tow their catfish boat to a tournament and fish out of their boat with them. I could kind of fish more tournaments with my own boat, so I bought a 16.5-foot 1989 Bass Tracker. It was fiberglass, and it's actually my second boat. I bought one the month before that, and the alarm went off when we got to the lake, and Dad made the guy take it back. And this one, we got it to the lake, and the motor made an alarm. And we tried taking it back to the guy, and he said, take me to court. You bought it as is. And we couldn't afford to take the boat to a mechanic to have it fixed, so Dad was an auto mechanic for like 20 or 30 years, and we took the whole engine apart. I learned a little bit, but he did most of it, and a piston was bad in the head of the motor, and we took it down to the bare bones, and he took it to a motorcycle shop, had it rebored out. We bought all the parts, fixed the whole head of the motor for like $1,000, and took that boat fishing all over in college, from Wisconsin to Alabama to South Carolina, you name it, and it held up. It was a good boat. As far as when I started YouTube, Dad got me a GoPro when I was in high school, and I should have started then, but looking back, hindsight's 2020. I didn't start making YouTube videos till my senior year in college, and I'd fish these local tournaments at these little 1,000-acre lake ponds, and Ben Milliken was actually a guy I fished against, and he started his YouTube channel, and in 1 year he blew up to like 70,000 subscribers. And I was like, well, I love doing this. I feel like I could start my own YouTube channel, and I started filming my outings, and I got together, I took him ice fishing and bass fishing at some ponds up in northwest Missouri, and that's how I started YouTube. during my senior year of college, and really started committing to 3 videos a week on YouTube the year after I graduated college. Yeah, when it comes to multi-species and learning what certain fish like and how to go finesse for bluegill and crappie and trout and incorporating some of those techniques, it just kind of comes naturally into the bass fishing tournaments. And you think outside the box. Growing up, we'd go to Colorado a couple times a year, fly fish rivers and eddies, and you learn to read the current. I'd fly fish topwater bluegill. I'd grow up crappie fishing, pan fishing. I'd go crawfish hunting and have my own little crawfish boils just in little lakes in Missouri, snorkeling down the dam. So you learn a ton about these lakes, and then you can incorporate all those things into the bass fishing side, which has always been my #1 choice of fish to catch. And all those different techniques, finesse, downsizing, lighter line, the right twitches to make them bite, it's all important. Yeah, how did being a dad change the way I fish competitively? Oh man. Well, this year they're 2.5. It's been the first year we brought them on the road with us. The first year of their life, we took them to 1 tournament and I won. Kentucky Lake, crazy. It was the hardest tournament week of my life, the least amount of sleep me or my wife got since they were born. They were 4 months old. I'd leave the house to go practice in the morning at dark. She'd be asleep or trying to keep the twins asleep. I'd come back, she'd be asleep, trying to keep the twins asleep. I'd wake up at night, give her a break, and do it all again the next day. And then one off day, I had to work a bunch of sponsor stuff that day, and then the tournament started, and I won. It was incredible that they came to that one. God planned it just right, but it was the hardest week of our life. But being a dad and fishing tournaments, it's the biggest blessing getting to take the family with us this year. We've taken a 5th wheel camper. My wife's towed the boat, and they've been to every tournament so far. And instead of like being nervous about me leaving for the week or 10 days or 12 days, however long it is that I have to be gone at a tournament, she's looking forward to the next event. The family's looking forward to coming. I'm looking forward to them being there. And I haven't been gone from them at all this year. It's been amazing. So God's opened that door for us to do that, and wouldn't trade it for anything. So at Kentucky Lake, the one that we got the victory in, it was mainly a smallmouth deal. They were spawning, they were set up on stumps, and it was important to use the right line, the right setups to get these hard fighting, current facing smallmouth out from these stumps and out of the river. And I was using spinning gear for the most part, and I was using a couple different setups. I was using a minnow and I was using a Ned rig, but getting the right line to sink down in the middle of this current was important. But you wanted heavy enough line to where you didn't have to worry about breaking these smallies off. So the current was coming towards you, you cast up current. I was throwing a 7-foot medium rod with both setups, simple, Lew's rod and reel setup, size 300 reel. And then the line was important. I would throw braid, that way you could feel the sensitivity of these smallmouth picking it up as my main line. And I'd run about a 15-foot leader on top of the braid. So the braid, I was using P-Line's Endurex chartreuse braid, that high visibility braid. You can see every little twitch, and the Endurex braid does not fade. It has 0 fade. It's a lifetime warranty. It's incredible. I've never had one fade. So I don't even know how old my braid is on my reels anymore if I don't pay attention. But it doesn't twist up on you. Long casts, lightweight lures. I'm throwing a 10th ounce Ned rig, and you can cast that 20-pound Endurex braid out there exactly where you need to. Hit your target. First cast, very important, save you time. And then the leader, I was throwing 12-pound tactical. I love the tactical fluorocarbon that P-Line makes, and I don't throw a specific leader line. I just get a bulk spool or a normal spool of tactical, and I keep that in my boat. And if I need to spool up a crank and reel midday, I have it. If I need to tie on a new leader, I have it. But 12-pound is what I use to win Kentucky Lake on both the jig head minnow and the Ned rig. And on the minnow, I always tie a loop knot just to get a little more action. So it's awesome. Caught all my smallmouth on that.
Why 15-foot leader?
I say a 15-foot leader, but in reality, I'm probably throwing a 20-foot leader a lot of times. 20 foot's really not that far if you think about it. If you've been on a boat with live scope, you cast 20 feet, that's not very far at all. And I'm retying a lot throughout the day. I don't want to have to retie my leader. I'd rather just keep retying and lose about 6 inches to a foot every time I retie that bait, that minnow or that Ned rig. So by the time I've retied 8 times, I probably have 12-foot leader left, you know, or 10-foot of leader left, which is enough leader to not have to retie the main leader onto my main braid. So that's why I like a longer leader, because I have to tie the leader knot less.
What brand of fluoro knot do you use?
I like the Alberto knot. If I'm going with a really heavy leader, fluorocarbon leader, FG knot, if it's 15 or up, FG knot. But if I'm using 12-pound fluoro, I just tie the Alberto knot. Living on Guntersville, fishing grass, I love throwing braid, and it's one of those things you grow up and you hear about everybody coloring their braid black. So the fish can't see it as well, and we're frogging, we're punching, we're throwing topwater spooks, and I did that. I used to color my braid black, but now P-Line has the Endurex braid, the zero fade braid, and they have black. It never fades on you, lifetime warranty. I throw 65-pound Endurex almost all the time when I have a bait casting rod and reel in my hand, whether I'm punching, frogging, throwing a spook. I love P-Line 65 Endurex braid. You've seen all the urchin rigging videos, but nobody's talking about the size line they're using. Are they throwing on a bait caster or spinner rod? I love throwing it on a bait caster, no matter if you're throwing the 18 or 25 millimeter or anywhere in between. Bait caster setup, big line. And you want a line that casts a long ways. And P-Line makes a 20-pound tactical fluorocarbon. Hardly any stretch and hardly any memory, and you can throw that lightweight, wind-resistant urchin bait out there and hit your target as far as you want, hardly any backlashes with P-Line's 20-pound Endurex, 20-pound tactical fluorocarbon. That's my favorite. Biggest life lesson would be to seek the Lord in all you do. We may make plans, but the Lord will eventually direct our path. And if we're already seeking Him and lining our path up with what He wants us to do, it's going to flourish. And God has big plans for you, and that is what I would tell my children 20 years into their future. If they could do one thing, seek the Lord and do what He wants you to do.